You're not doing your client or yourself any good by delivering every single halfway decent image. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through my preferred culling process in Lightroom Classic and explain to you why being picky, sometimes ruthless, is actually a professional skill. Specifically in this video, what I'm going to do is walk you through my process through a fitness client that I've worked with for 3 years. We shoot social media content for them every single month. And so this past month, what we did was I took 176 images for the month of June, and I'm going to take that down to my desired deliverable of around 30, maybe 40-ish images, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do. And in this video, it may be a bit boring to some of you, but I'm going to talk you through why I don't want to use this image, why I think this image may be better than another one. If there are very similar images, I'm going to explain why I think one may be slightly better than the other, and how I don't waste time editing photos that I'm never going to deliver. Okay, so I've already got these images imported. I went ahead and used my preset, and I've got my catalog set up like I always do. I have all this information in a mini course that you can check out below if that's something you're interested in, but we're going ahead and skipping to the culling step. And if you follow me for a bit, you know that I like to use the star system, and I like to use my arrow keys just right and left on these images. And again, I think it's important to be pretty ruthless when you are doing your first pass. Even though I know sometimes it can be difficult and painful to quote unquote kill your darlings, there's no sense in you wasting time messing with and editing an image that's less than stellar. So that's what we're going to do. I took 176 photos. My deliverable with these guys is somewhere between 30 and 40 images for the month. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to quickly thumb through, and if I like an image, I'm going to put a 5 by it. If I don't like an image, I'm not going to do anything with it. We'll just skip it. So I like that image. So these were a couple of YouTube thumbnail options, and they're going to be very similar. But I had one that I really liked the day of. I like the facial expression here, but I really like the angle of this one a bit better. So we'll put a 5 by these. And again, we'll do a second cull once we've passed through all of these. So the big thing here is to just, again, be pretty ruthless. Put 5s beside the ones you like and skip the ones that you don't. So that one's good. This one could be useful from a vertical standpoint. This one failed. I used too shallow of an aperture. I'm pretty sure I shot this at 2.8. Yeah, 2.8. So, I mean, obviously you can tell in the background that those are pieces of construction equipment, but had I stopped down to like f5.6 or maybe even an f6.3, still would have had this effect of having the foreground sharp, but these would have been a little less blown out, and I think the effect would have been a bit better. So I did not execute the concept and idea that I had that day on site, so we're skipping those. These are decent little candid photos. We'll throw them in there. This one's good other than horizon. I'll have to fix that later. And yeah, we're good there. So I took a few of these of the clothing for the new gym that they are building at the moment. This one works. I think this one can work. Gonna have to adjust the white balance a bit. This preset is not set for 5600, and that's what those lights are in that recovery lounge. I always like to include candids of Preston, even though he never uses them. So this one's cool. We don't typically show the cardio equipment, so that was a cool vantage point. Like that. Raise the exposure here on this one. Like that. We'll keep this one for now. Again, the goal is to just quickly thumb through, put 5s besides the one we like, and skip the ones that we don't. Yeah, that one works. So I like this one because my shutter speed wasn't fast enough to freeze the motions in this one. This one's actually a better shot, but if you notice here, the feet are blurry because my shutter speed was only 1/160 and not fast enough to freeze that motion. So this one, a bit sharper. I love the branding of Arsenal Strength. Got a good one here of old boy doing some extensions. Like that. Always like to try new things. So I had my 35 mil and I was shooting through one of the weight clamps that holds the plates on the bars there for safety purposes. I like that one. Vertical. That one looks clean. Cool. So this is a BTS shot. I'll go ahead and use it, but I doubt Preston will want it, the client. But that's okay. I'll use them somewhere on social media. It's a nice clean image there. Can never have too many branding shots. I would use this one, but I don't always like it when someone notices the camera. My job is to essentially disappear and capture what's in front of me, and when someone draws attention to you, it's a little less candid at that point. So we'll skip that one. All right, this shows activity like that. Like this one. Oh, that's better. Same guy, he's just not paying me attention, so that's good. Ooh, yeah, like that. That might work. We'll keep it for now. So I definitely took these two with a specific thought in mind, and so we will see how those work out once I do my final tweaks. Would use this one, but unfortunately, sometimes when you're taking candid images of multiple people, someone inevitably is not making a pleasing face. You catch people in the middle of human things, and so I would use this one, but again, she's not same thing here, right? You know, we've got caught her mid-speech. I should have been a bit more patient, and I probably would have got a better shot. So something like this works. Let's use this. I like that. Cool. I like the cleanliness of that. That works. Like the leg section. If he was in the middle of his lift, I probably would like this one a bit better, but he is in between sets and on his phone, so we will forego that. Again, I like to include any branding shots. Those are always really fun. I took this one with the mindset of him being able to use it on a national holiday like July 4th. So we will include that in a set. Like that, like that. So we're at the end of this set of images, and if we just go down here and we apply the 5-star filter, you will notice that now we are at 58 of 176 images. And so what I would do at this point is I would spend a little bit of time fixing some of the issues in these images. Some of them are just exposure corrections. Some of them are white balance changes, and I would do that on these images, get them all to a place that I like, and then I will go through one last time, and You could do one of two things. You could give them all a 0 star, which essentially removes any of the star rating that you've applied. But what I like to do is, since I'm going to deliver my 5-star images, I like to then put a 4 beside it. And the reason why I like to put a 4 beside it is, for whatever reason, if I were to deliver this set of images and Preston, the client, were to come back and say, hey, do you have any more that maybe included this piece of equipment or whatever? Since I've already went through and I've picked my favorites, essentially, rather than removing the 5-star and making the pick a 0, I then know that, well, if it is at least a 4-star, that means I liked it the first time. It just, for whatever reason, didn't tickle my fancy and make it to the final cut. So at that point, I could drop my operator down here to anything greater than 4, which would include all the 5 stars and also the 4 stars. So basically, to me, conceptually, 5-star images are the ones that I'm going to deliver. The 4-star images are the ones that made it through the first pass, but for whatever reason, I didn't like them good enough to continue editing them and delivering them to the client. And so this is not an editing video. I have a preset that does most of the work for me with this particular client. Again, I've shot with this client every single month for a little over 3 years now. So I've got a preset because we're always shooting in the exact same gym with the exact same equipment. And so I've been able to dial in a look that helps them be consistent on social media, all of those things. It drastically reduces my editing time with this particular client because I can essentially use this preset and then do minor tweaks along the way for all these images, which is typically an exposure change. But the reason why I feel like it's really important to learn how to cull, and there's software out there that can do this. There's even AI now that will help you do this. I'm still a bit old school in the sense that I like to manually have control over that process, which I understand takes time. But again, using this star system, and again, being pretty ruthless. If the shot is out of focus, skip it. If the motion, like the girl doing her ab curls, is blurry because I used too slow of a shutter speed, there's no sense in wasting time editing that photo, even though I like it. So I really think a skill that is heavily underrated in progressing as a photographer is being able to quickly and consistently cull your images. So hopefully this video was helpful. Again, it's a short one, and to some it's probably boring because you've got your own culling process, and it was mind-numbingly boring to watch me thumb through a set of images. But if you were struggling, or if you're constantly over-delivering, or if you find yourself always editing hundreds of pluses of images for sets that you said you would give 30 to 40 images for, maybe this has been helpful. It's important to note here that the ratio of images that you're delivering will change. For instance, if you're a wedding photographer, you're probably going to deliver as a final set of images anywhere from 200 to 400 images, because you probably, between you and maybe your second shooter, shot anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 images. Of course, that's over the course of 8 to 10 hours in most cases, and it's a very important time of someone's life. So yeah, that's why you've shot 4,000 photos, but that doesn't mean that you have to edit and spend time editing 4,000 images. So hopefully this was helpful in some way if you're someone who has struggled to get a consistent culling process nailed down for you. And as always, if you like this video, be sure to like it. Also, if you didn't like it, then you don't have to like it. Same thing with subscribing. I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe, but I'll not make you subscribe, because that would not be very nice of me. But I appreciate you watching, and keep shooting, and we'll catch you in the next one. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. So you're not doing your client or yourself. You're not doing your client or yourself any favors by delivering and editing photos that really aren't that good. You're not doing your client or yourself any favors by delivering halfway decent images, wasting your time editing those.